Hi there, my name is Aaron, and welcome to the Call to Cinema. And you don't need to have a Tuesday to have a Blues Day. So, what we're doing today is what we did several other times, and that is we're looking at the movies that are coming out, have come out, and looking at the sales so we can window shop on here and look at some things to get now, in the present, and in the future when it comes to Blu ray shopping. We're going to be looking at imprint films, upcoming releases. There are some nice box sets coming from there. We're going to take one last look at the Arrow sale because we're ending off the at the end of the month for you to be able to buy stuff from the Easter Carnage sale. There is some stuff came out recently from Eureka as well, and some other little surprises along the way. With that being said, let's not waste any more time with me just sitting here talking, and let's look first at this. So, Bullet Train is out from Eureka, and if you have ever seen the movie Speed, then you know what Bullet Train is or what was kind of based on. So, Bullet Train is the movie that Speed was based on. It's a 1975 film with got to get this right, Takakura. He plays a mad barman who plants a device on a high-speed Japanese train programmed to detonate if this train speed drops below 80 kilometers per hour. So we know exactly where this is. The train's conductor, played by Sonny Chiba, must keep the train moving whilst the police track the madman down. So if you have seen Speed and you have not seen Bullet Train, you are in for a bit of a treat, especially if you like Speed. If you didn't, well, I don't know what to tell you. But it is limited to 2,000 copies with a limited edition slipcover. Original Japanese theatrical version and alternate dubbed international versions is included here as well. We get a brand new audio commentary by Jasper Sharp and Tom Mess, who do great commentaries for this type of stuff. Brand new interview with author critic Kim Newman. Brand new interview with Tony Raines. Off the Rails. Junya Sato's biographers on the Making Bullet Train. Big movie, Big Panic, Junior Sato on the Bullet Train archival featurette. So this looks to be a lot of fun. It's not the only thing coming out from Eureka this month, but it is the one that stood out, one that I do definitely give a recommendation to. And we will look at some of the other ones that come out from them in a little bit later. But I want to dive right on over to Imprint Films because they have a pretty cool looking, not just one box set, not two box sets, but three box sets. So what does that mean? It means it's expensive if you're collecting Imprint Films this month because it is their July package of 2023. So we're now in April. So you want to start saving up for this one if you're collecting all of the Imprint titles. Let's start off with the first box set, number 231 to 235 in the Imprint collection, because they're all numbered, guys. And this is directed by Sidney J. Furie. It is a 5 Blu-ray set. You have 5 classic films from the influential auteur Sidney J. Furie, best known for strong visual style and clever use of cinematography. And we do have some interesting films here. We have The Liar, worldwide first time on Blu-ray. We have Little Foss and Big Halsey from 1970. We have Hit from 1973, probably the most popular one, or most known one here. Sheila Levine is Dead and Living in New York from 1975. It's a worldwide first on Blu-ray, so it's the first time we're going to get this one on Blu-ray. And The Boys in Company C. So what we know so far about this is it is going to be loaded with special features. We start off with The Liar, which has a new audio commentary by director Sidney J. Furie and filmmaker historian Daniel Kremer. We get an interview with Barry Newman from the film, the star of the film. We get an interview with Diana Muldaur. Is that Diana Muldaur from Star Trek? We have Nuclear Lines of Sight, Sidney J. Furie at Paramount, a video essay. Joe Dante's appreciation of Sidney J. Furie, a reunion movie called Finding Hannah, starring Barry Newman and Diana Muldaur. I'm gonna have to look that up. It's getting to me. We next get Little Foss and Big Halsey. We get an audio commentary on this one as well. An interview, a part 1 interview with Gray Fredrickson. Godfathers and Graham Marshall is an open conversation with Albert S. Ruddy. We get new panning, the furious scans of visual archaeology of the man who wouldn't be cropped. Trailers from Hell with Larry Karazinskawi. Directors Guild of Canada Lifetime Achievement Award speech. So a pretty neat little one there. And we get up with Billy Dee Williams' Heat, and probably this is the one that I knew the most. The audio commentary again by Daniel Kremer and the director. An audio commentary interview with Billy Dee Williams. The second part of that Gray Fredrickson interview, we have a video interview with Paul Hampton, a video essay by David Carnes, and a new video essay called Flesh and Fury, The Space Between Us. And all these here have like trailers and theatrical trailers and the like that are there. But I am very curious about The Liar. It's one that I want to check on because that actress is intriguing me. You guys are very, very quiet today. And it's making me a bit nervous, not gonna lie. Uh, oh my god, it is a girl from Star Trek. From there, we go to Sheila Levine is dead and living in New York. We get another audio commentary. We get a second audio commentary here with Sam Deegan, who does some amazing commentary. So hey there, Scudder, welcome, man. So that's gonna be great. The film that died and lived. Interview with cinematographer Donald Morgan. New Sidney J. Freeman is alive and dreaming of New York video essay. Why can't I Be Doorstay? Sheila Levine from Page to Screen. New video essay by David Carnes. A lot of really good stuff on this one, guys. The Boys and Company C gives us, it is a wealth of features on this one. We get a brand new audio commentary. This one's different. This is an audio commentary with Rick Natkin and Andre Morgan, as well as an archival audio commentary with Andrew Stevens. We get the Scene Finder General. Sidney J. Freer remembers Company C. Video interview with Michael Lembeck. We get an interview with Stan Shaw, interview with James Whitmore Jr., and a video essay by Daniel Kremer on Full Metal Fury, Kubrick and Company C, as well as a teaser, a far up the carousel, Doc on Fury, and it's a loaded set. It does. It looks incredible, Miss Scott. I mean, like, see if we can do the. I don't let you. Yeah, there we go, right there. Look at this. So it's a 5-disc set. There's a ton of features. We got the booklet right there. Let's dive into the second one. And a lot of people are going to know Gene Hackman. They're going to know some of these films there. But there's some different Gene Hackman films there. So this is 236 to 239. So it's a 4 Blu-ray set. And it does some different stuff, including a worldwide first for Blu-ray. And that is the film I Never Sang for My Father from 1970. We got Bite the Bullet from 1975, The Domino Principle from 1977, and March or Die from 1977. This is limited to only 1,500 copies. One of the important things to know right here is that these are hard boxes as well. So I Never Sang for My Father, first time on Blu-ray. We don't know special features there to be announced yet. We do know some of the special features here for To Bite the Bullet, in that we know it's a nice later music and effects track and theatrical trailer, but we don't know. Hey there, Charlie, welcome, man. We don't know a lot with that. Domino Principle, the same thing. We know we have some more like news on the features here, though. We know there's going to be new audio commentary by film historian Howard Berger. We know there's a new video essay by Stanley Kramer, and we know there's a new interview with Karen Sharp. So we know some of the features that are coming on here, and we know some that they're new features, that they're not features that have already been done before. March or Die from 1977, we get some features on here as well with the audio commentary by film historians Howard S. Berger and Steve Mitchell. We get a video essay by director Dick Richards. That's an unfortunate name. And a new interview with actor Paul Sherman as well. And this one here, just so you know, I didn't let the list price before. So this was $119.95 Australian, and the other one before was $149.95. Now the big set is the next set. I would love to see more box sets with Gene Hackman. Gene Hackman is such an underrated person, scholar. Here we get the 6-disc set. Oh, 7-disc set. I apologize. 1975 to 2006, directed by Walter Hill. It's going to be number 164 to 169 in the Imprint catalog. It is a $219.95 box set. So this is pricey, my friends. But let's see what makes this worth it. We have 6 films on here. None of these that are first-time worldwide Blu-ray and releases, but they are 6 really good films. We have Hard Times from 1975, The Driver from 1978, The Long Riders from 1980, Extreme Prejudice from 1987, Johnny Handsome from 1989, and Broken Trail from 2006. Let's look and see exactly what the breakdown is on these here, because it is a big price ask when it comes to this. So Hard Times, we don't know any of the special features on as of yet. Do we know anything on The Driver? Let's see if we do. Special feature on The Driver, one that we know for sure. We know it's a new 4K restoration from Studio Canal. So this one here is a 4K UHD disc. So The Driver is getting a 4K UHD. We're getting Walter Hill Masterclass featurette. And that's going to, and we're also going to have an interview with Walter Hill, alternate opening. I'm not sure if any of these are new featurettes. They don't like list them as new, but having the driver be a 4K release actually is pretty cool. We know on the Blu-ray disc, though, we do get some new featurettes. We get an audio commentary by film historian and critic Matthew Asprey Gray. We get Cut to the Chase interview with Bruce Dern on the driver. We get new Teeth Baird interview with Rudy Ramos. New Simplicity in Motion editing, the driver interview with editor Robert K. Lambert done in 2022. When we get down to the long riders, we know we're going to get a archival audio commentary by film historian Howard S. Berger, Steve Mitchell, and Nathaniel Thompson, as well as a brand new audio commentary by film historian Toby Rowan. The second disc will be loaded with some features there, including interviews with Keith and Robert Carradine, Stacy Keach and James Keach, Randy Quaid, Nicholas Guest, Walter Hill, Roy Cooter, Tim Zinnemann, Outlaw Brothers making of the Long Riders documentary, the Northfield, Minnesota Raiders Anatomy of a Scene featurette, Slow Motion Walter Hill on Sam Peckinpah featurette, and theatrical trailer. We get next to Extreme Prejudice. Probably the last release I saw of this one, I think, was MVD Rewind. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong on this one. But this is again, it's 1080p Blu-ray from a restored 4K master. We get a brand new audio commentary with Walter Che, a new audio commentary by film historians Daniel Kremer and Nat Zegaloff. We get an archival commentary with film historians C. Courtney Joyner and Henry Park. Interview with Walter Hill done in 2010. Isolated score selections and audio interviews with music historian John Takis. The Major's Agenda interview with the fantastic Michael Ironside. Hey, there's Chris. Welcome, man. I'm not getting anything from the Kino sale because I got a lot this month, and I do tend to lean more towards sales that are more UK centric now because where I live. But I will check the Kino sale actually and give some recommendations. We have an interview with Clancy Brown here as well. An interview with director of photography Matthew F. Lanetti. A theatrical trailer. We got an EPK kit. The EPK kits can be fun sometimes. I remember when I got Fright Night from Twilight Time, and they had an EPK kit. And because the EPK kit, I was able to hear the kind of hard to get Fright Night music video. Next up is 1989's Johnny Handsome with Mickey Rourke and Ellen Barkin, I think. Yeah, Ellen Barkin. We get a new audio commentary with film critic and author Walter Che. New audio commentary by film critic Daniel Kremer and Scout Tafaya. New interview with Peter Jason. Codes to Live By, Walter Hill on Johnny Handsome. Wordsmith. Interview with Ken Friedman. The Beholder interview with makeup artist Michael Westmore. Really want the Walter Hill set. I only have a few of his selections. It's a nice set. It's an expensive, it's a nice set. Action Man interview with stuntman Alan Graff from 2010. And we get to the newest one on here, which is Broken Trail with Robert Duvall and Hayden Church. This one here, the only thing we really know so far is there is a brand new, there's a featurette. I'm not sure if it's brand new or not. Broken Trail, the making of legendary Western. Hopefully there's going to be some more features on this, especially where it is kind of it is a pricier set. For those that don't know, this set here runs at $219.95. If you want to get the whole package, all three box sets, it is going to be in Australian $439.95. Now, to give you an idea of what exactly that means, let me open up my calculator because I'm not super good when it comes to numbers. Hence why I do this and not and I'm not an accountant. So with this here, if you bought all of these separately, it will cost you $489.85. So you are saving $50.10. If you live in the US, for instance, and you're kind of wondering, okay, this is Australian, what exactly is it? Is it going to come out to? So let's go Australian here and choose. So let's say you wanted to get the Walter Hill set and you live in the US. So the $219 set in United States money is $146.99. So it makes it a lot more palatable if you are in the US. Canada, our dollar is only slightly above the United States. So it'll be 190 above the Australian. So it'll be 199. So almost $200 in Canadian money. I've never bought from here, so I'm not sure what the shipping aspect is like when it comes to shipping internationally. Or maybe you can buy this from Diabolique or another company if you live in the US, or maybe Unobstructed View if you live in Canada. But either way, it's we there's some great releases here. And do we get anything else? Are there any like extras with this set? Because some of the early releases by Imprint used to have like postcards with them. Hey there, Mike. Welcome, man. Would have like extra postcards. So it's still early. It's not obviously it's not July yet. All the features haven't been announced. So there's still like time for more things to be added on feature wise. Maybe if I'd recommend like getting some of those cool little postcards there as well. For those that just came in, we did mention Bullet Train from Eureka Films because that came out today. The reason Speed became a movie in 1995 is because Sonny Chiba was in Bullet Train in the 1970s. Uh, we are going to look at what at a film by BFI that was announced recently. Not announced recently, but it's coming out soon, and that is The Driver's Seat with Elizabeth Taylor, which is an interesting little film. And here, I'm just going to read the very slight synopsis there, see if it interests you at all. Elizabeth Taylor stars as a troubled woman who, upon arriving in Rome, finds the city fragmented by autocratic law, leftist violence, and her own increasingly unhinged mission to find the most dangerous liaison of all. So it's a very different film. I don't remember this one very well, but Vittorio Sotorero did the cinematography for this. And they mentioned him as Apocalypse Now, but he also worked with, I'm pretty sure he worked with Argento as well, which is more impressive to me. uh, but it's coming out from BFI, a new 4K restoration, introduction by Kayla Janice. We have an audio commentary by TCM Underground curator Identikit. So this is the one that, by the way, if you live in the United States, you probably have this under the House of Psychotic Women title. Hey there, media member. Welcome, man. I like that. That is a cool picture. Because she put this one in the House of Psychotic Women. But this is a good one if you're in the UK and you don't have the Severin release. This is the best way to get it. A lack of absence for it's 22 minutes long, driver's seat, a 4-minute long credit sequence, and a first pressing only is going to get their amazing UFI BFI booklets, which do some incredible stuff. So again, this is part of the House Psychotic Women box set. So if you got that from Severin, you probably don't need it. But if you collect BFI and you don't collect the Severin stuff, it's a great one right here. And it's not the only thing that BFI put out in their pre-order stuff. We have I Am Weekender, Grumbesk being short from Weekender, accompanied by a new documentary featuring conversation with the people involved in the project. We also have Western Approaches here. And pretty, it's £16, 99 pence, not too bad. And those are the three that are up for pre-order. So let's take that one out of there. But I want to get to BFI stuff. I wanted to look at some of the different stuff that are here. Umbrella has some stuff that's out right now. Out of all that stuff, they're really pushing the Houseboat Horror set. The one I want to mention though, right here is something from my childhood, is a Mad Monster Party. So this is a Rankin Bass film. Now, if you know Rankin Bass, they do like a lot of like stop motion animation stuff. A lot of the Christmas stuff you may have seen as a kid for Christmas would be a Rankin Bass release. So Umbrella has taken to making these here really kind of in-depth releases. So with this here, you're getting the Blu-ray, you're going to get some pins, you're going to get a comic book, you're going to get stickers, you're going to get a poster. So it was a really cool thing from 1967. It played when I was a kid a lot. And you can just like look at stuff here. So we got like custom artwork slipcase, replica 1967 Mad Monster Party comic book, 3 collectible enamel pins. You can see them right here. We got Dracula, we got the Mad Scientist, and we got Frankenstein. An A3 reversible poster, custom artwork sticker sheet, limited edition numbered release. If you got kids, this is a really great release. If you're a kid at heart, this is also a really great release. A new 2023 color corrected master and correct aspect ratio of 185, and also the alternate full frame ratio of 133. We've got a new audio commentary by Rick Goldschmidt, historian biographer for Rankin Bass Studios, an introduction by him as well. We get an Easter egg, Rankin Bass trailer collection. Those are all the new features. As for the older features, we get here Making of a Cult Classic featurette, It's Sheer and a Magic featurette, Groovy Ghouls, the Music of Mad Monster Party featurette, Unearthing a Classic featurette. And for the kids and the kids at heart out there, we also have the 2 sing-along songs here, plus a stills and poster gallery and original theatrical trailer. It's a fun little one if you've never heard of it. Here is the basic plot synopsis for this one, which I'll go over really quickly. After discovering an antimatter formula for total world annihilation, Baron von Frankenstein, and he is voiced by Boris Karloff himself, decides it's time to retire from the monster-making business. But first, he must invite all the card-carrying members of the worldwide organization of monsters to the All of Evil and inform this group of ghouls who will inherit his horrific legacy. When he announces that his human nephew, the mild-mannered soda jerk Felix, will be his successor, the monsters are mortified, and bumbling goofball Felix soon discovers that the entire guest list, including Count Dracula, the Mummy, the Wolfman, the Invisible Man, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and the Mummy's mate. It is. I'm really excited. It's getting some nice love too. Voiced by the allegedly Phyllis Stiller, and many more are out to eliminate him. By the end of the party, who will be the last monster standing? It's a really cool little release. If you've never seen this film, it's a lot of fun. This is a $75 price tag on this one here, but you're getting a lot for the $75. Let us look into a couple of the other big releases that they had coming out. So they also are bringing out Tale of Two Sisters, Collector's Edition, Blu-ray with a rigid slipcase, with rigid case, a slipcase inside of that slipcase. That's a very Vinegar Center thing to do. A poster and a book and art cards. So again, it's a classic film here, and I hate to say like classic when it's 2003, but it is. It's a classic at this point. We get the custom artwork for the slipcase, the custom artwork for the inner slipcase, a Tale of Two Sisters, 48 page perfect bound book, and 8 art cards, an A3 reversible poster, limited edition numbered release, a brand new 4K restoration, and a ton of features that I won't get into. If you guys remember or were here when I did my last Blues Day, where I showed Umbrella stuff, we looked at the Terrifier set that came out, and while we were looking at it, it went out of print. So it's always good to keep an eye on these things. The Tale of Two Sisters runs $75 as well, as does this one right here. Houseboat Horrors Collector's Edition. So if you like the shot on video, regional horror type stuff, this is what you're getting here. You're getting a Blu-ray plus a rigid outer case, a slip case, a poster, a book, art cards, and the infamous pin. Umbrella has been really good with stuff like this, including a release that I really found interesting when they used to do the what do you call them? The air fresheners, the car air fresheners, which was really cool. We get the custom artwork for the rigid slipcase and for the slipcase on the inside. Abandoned Queensland enamel pin, which is actually kind of cool. Actually, that one I'd like to have. An undiscovered masterpiece of cinema, 48-page perfect bound book, 8 art cards, an A3 limited reversible poster, and limited edition numbered release. So these releases are numbered. As far as features go, it is the 1080p master upscaled and color corrected from producer Ollie Martin's original archival materials. That is the new feature on here. Everything else would have been something that would have been on a previous release. If you have not gotten a previous release of this, then this is obviously going to be the release that you are going to want to get, because the features here are enormous and there are so many of them that you can go through. Last one that we'll look at right here and right now is Mad Heidi, the Collector's Edition. The lactose intolerant are a threat to our traditions. So Monster Fest presents, is that Casper Van Dien? It is Casper Van Dien. Okay. Includes an exclusive O-ring and poster, well-stocked lasts. We got the audio commentary. We got a couple audio commentaries in our making of, and interesting little one. So you guys can see everything from here on out. I'm going to take me off the screen so you guys can see everything that's here. But hopefully you can still hear me, because I know I did this once and you could not hear a word I was saying. So if you don't hear me right now, how can you say something? But if you hear me, say something. Boo. So I went off the screen for a second. Could you still hear me? Excellent. All right. So from the umbrella stuff, let's take that out there. Let's look at the upcoming Blu-ray releases. We have the ones here from April 25th. We got the Jackie Chan set, which is one that I gave a strong recommendation to, volume two, to that one. A Lover's Lane is another one that I think is a lot of fun. Is it like the perfect slasher film? No, it's not quite as, it's not a girls' night out, but it is a lot of fun. And I think a lot of people, if you're a slasher fan, you're probably really, really going to enjoy this one here. Uh, we have Calamity of Snakes coming out. And there may be things here that you want to recommend. But if you do, then definitely let me know. We got Breathless, Breathless or Lesser Freedoms coming out on Blu-ray. I have the old like DVD edition of that one, which I actually will show here in a second because I did show that in a previous video. So Lesser Freedom initially was a release that came out from Vinegar Syndrome. It is, I think. Oh, that's not. Oh. Let's look at my Vinegar Syndrome release and see if I can find it. Did I put it elsewhere? This is most of my adult Vinegar Syndrome releases. Hey there, Maddie. Welcome, man. But yeah, we have the anime Wong set coming out from Kino, which is awesomeness right there. Wings of Desire, the 4K is coming out as well from Criterion in May. The 4K set of Superman 1 to 4. I hope you guys will check out. I'm going to do a retro review for the old Superman set, and I want to look into that one as well. If you haven't checked it out, I'm starting to do retro reviews on here too. Like there's just short videos to basically compare an older limited edition big release of an item with a brand new released one. The first one I did was the Black Maria Texas Chainsaw Massacre set to kind of compare it to the recent Second Sight 4K release. Had a lot of fun with that one, and it's a new little ongoing series that'll pop up every once in a while. There's already a second Superman one that's coming next week. We got the 4K of Flashdance. I think George has this one. He wasn't as big a Flashdance fan as me, so I'm actually pretty excited for that. We got the experts here, which is Kelly Preston, I think. That's her. That might be how John Travolta met her. I would definitely be interested in that. A planned in 1983 chat and tier list at some point. Yeah, well, we'll definitely. I know how to contact you, so that's a good thing. But I would definitely be interested in that. I love my tier list, and I just put out a short, like a mini tier ranking, Matt, on the just for fun on the Patreon, to as kind of as an admendium to the My Life in Cinema series. So we got Tiger Cage here, Toxic Zombies. 4K is Scream. It's still a weird release because it's not exactly the best film. Uh, if it was cheap enough, I'd buy it. Mahakal is the kind of the Bollywood version of Nightmare on Elm Street, so that's kind of a cool release. That's one there's one I can definitely recommend to you guys. The Fleischer brothers, like Max Fleischer's 1941-1943 Superman cartoon series, that's a great release. We got here Targets, one of my favorite like things that's been announced from Criterion in a long time, and I'm just really excited about that. I think not enough people are excited with Targets. Release wise here, I'm only going to mention things that I'm actually super. Brother of the Wolf is a good one. So 4K on that one's excellent little film. As always, I'm watching the time. I try to keep this like around the hour mark so that people aren't taking up too much of their day. We got Night of the Hunter here on 4K coming out. The Last Starfighter 4K. Black Hat. I think it's going to be a bit of an underrated one from Arrow. I think it's going to find its audience, but it might take a bit. Got Kino Soundy's Ultimate Collection. Been called the music videos of the 1940s, but that doesn't begin to describe their cultural importance. It's true that they feature a remarkable range of talent, from big band luminaries like Duke Ellington and Count Basie to the then emerging stars like Doris Day and Ricardo Montalban. Am I all over this set? Yes, it looks amazing. Um, I would definitely pick that up. We have here the, of course, Stoogerama, The Man Behind the Mayhem, and even more. That's actually sounds really interesting. The Strangler with Victor Buono is here. Boston Strangler, different movie altogether. As I said, like I'm not going to mention everything. I'm just going to mention things that I'm extremely interested in. Love that I pick myself that I recommend other people pick up. Tax Hunter is a lot of fun. If it's the one that I'm thinking it is. You have the Shaw Brothers collection. This is a must for people that have been collecting the Shaw Brothers stuff. Uh, Shout's done a great job in curating the ones that they've chosen. I think they've chosen some really good stuff. The one of the big announcements and one of the big most excited things that are exciting people right now releases is Enter the Video Store Empire of Screams. People tend to be really excited about this one. You either love it or you don't. There's not usually somebody on the fence. I love this and I eventually want to pick it up. I love the fact that the films that are in there, that it's Empire Pictures releases. We got a 4K Creepshow Motel Hell coming out along with, I guess, a re-release of Daughter of Darkness and Den Berry, because those were released earlier. We got a 4K for Invaders from Mars. I wasn't aware that one was coming out in 4K, but yeah, I'm cool with that one, as well as Duel. And finally, After Hours is getting a 4K Blu-ray release. It's a film that I've been wanting to get for a long time, and I have not seen this movie since the days of the VHS. If you have not seen After Hours, it is a really, really good film as far as my VHS mind can remember. Also looks like the first season of The Last of Us is coming out on 4K, and the renowned westerns, or what else in the who by Indicator stuff called the Bud Boddicker Randolph Scott collection. We have Breathless by Jean-Luc Godard, the original, in 4K, as well as a brand new 4K release and the first 4K release of Swamp Thing. And the really neat thing about this one, it's coming out by MVD Rewind. I don't know if they did. If they haven't done King of Comedy, it's something I'm sure they're going to do. That this one here is the uncut version. So if you got the Scream Factory edition of Swamp Thing, it's not uncut. I have that edition. Uh, if you got the MGM release of Swamp Thing, then there's a possibility it's uncut. It's a possibility it's not, depending on the color of the logo. See, when Swamp Thing was put out, there was a kind of an international release that had more nudity and stuff in there, but it got cut out of subsequent releases. And when it was put out on DVD, they initially put out the international release. It got pulled, and they put out the PG release instead. So this is going to be the first time since the MGM DVD release that erroneously got released that we're getting a uncut edition of Swamp Thing, and we're getting it in 4K, and there's a Blu-ray edition as well. I spoke with the guy that does this on Facebook, and this is taken off of the old CED disc. So if you've ever seen a CED disc, the artwork is done to be reminiscent of the old CED. So VHS, by the way, guys. There's also a Blu-ray coming if you'd rather collect the MVD Rewind Blu-ray of this. But either way, you're going to get to see a lot more of Adrian Barbeau in this movie. This week, we've got the Toxic Avenger collection coming out on 4K from Troma. It'll be interesting to see how that one goes. Does this have the? So what do we get with this? I'm kind of curious. I want to see if they've announced. So we're getting all four of the films on here. Not sure if it's going to include the Toxic Avenger series or not, like the animated series. But it's nice to see the four films coming there. Either way, we'll hit on a quick look at the keynote shop before we dive into our last look into the Easter Carnage sale. So the final day is today. It is today, so this is your final day out to day to get stuff from this sale. I'm not going to go through everything, obviously. I'm just going to mention some releases offhand that I think people should be interested in picking up. We got I have some good stuff here from Three Bad Men, from John Ford to the old 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. The Adventures of Prince Ahmed is here. Against All Flags with Earl Flynn and Maureen O'Hara. But there are so many of these. I'm going to go through these as quickly as I possibly can. All Night Long is here. That's a good release. The Antichrist is here is another interesting release. And Soon the Darkness is a fun release with Pamela Franklin. We got Arabian Adventures. This one is cheesy as hell, but I love this film. The Arsène Lupin collection. I really like this. I think that's a really cool release right there. The Asphyx Assassination with Henry Silva. The Au Pair Girls, if you're collecting the Jezebel line are so hard to find many of. I'm not sure if they just didn't do many of them, but I only have one in my collection. We have The Awful Dr. Orloff, which is a really cool release. Recommendation on that one. Bad Manners, any of these here collections, Barbara Stanwyck collections. If you see a film noir collection, Bedroom Window was a lot of fun as well. Got Beware the Blob, great release right there. The Blood Beast Hair with Peter Cushing. Who does look at this case? Look at this case, man. It's just in celebration. Lindsay Anderson, oh nice. Babylon. Long Good Night, I'm going to guess. Mephisto Waltz, The Train, the Butcher, The Train, and the Butcher, the Baker, Nightmare Maker. Good choices. All good choices, by the way. Blood Paradise, which I don't remember. The Bloody Brood, which I do remember. It's okay. Dietrich's, anything Marlene Dietrich, man. Blue Monkey, again, a really great release there. Really fun exploitation release. We got The Bride Wore Black here by Jean Moreau. The Buck Rogers in 25th Century, the complete collection, the TV series and the film, or you can get the theatrical feature there on its own if you weren't into the TV series like I was. There's Butcher Baker Nightmare Maker right there, $8.99. It's a really good price for that one. Burke and Harris here from Under Redemption, as is Chomps and Butley. Anything, Alan Bates's. Really good. Candy is a weird one, but a fun one. I actually like Candy. Campbell Apocalypse is a lot of fun there as well. As is The Card Player, a great release there from Argento. Is it his best film? No, that's not close to his best film. But at $8.49, is it something you should pick up? 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%, yes. It's got a great slipcase. It's a fun little film. I'm pretty sure this has some neat little features on here as well. And if you're collecting the Giallo or Argento, you want to have all these in there. You got the Carol Lombard collection here as well. Cary Grant, Charlie Varick, and a bunch of others. We're going to do a really quick look because I think we are hitting up on. Oh, actually, we're not doing too bad. 38-minute mark. Hey there, Vince. Welcome, man. Blue Panther is a fun French film. I don't know if I've seen it. My better half's probably seen that one. To do a quick look at the Easter Carnage sale. Now, you're going to notice something right at the gate here. Let me refresh this just to make sure that I'm seeing it right. That there is now 636 titles here. So some have come back. Initially, when we looked at the sale, there was 632. And then it went down to 626. And some things have gotten new things that got pushed in, and some things have gotten basically have gotten restocked. But there's always ones here that are limited editions. The Shawscope Volume 2 is one that I would really like to get, but again, 100 is just a bit much on that one for me right now, though. If you don't have Volume 1, 100% recommendation on that one. I do have that one right. Yep. Right here. It's a fantastic looking set that I always recommend anybody that that's into this stuff. Gothic Fantastical. I don't have that one, but it looks like a lot of fun. Something I'm interested in checking out because these would be blind buys for me. A John collection, of course. Those. The Grudge collection it's a new set. I mean, this is the original, the John series for the Grudge, so it's the good Grudge films, is like I like to call them. You get a 4K of the Grudge, and you get a Blu-ray editions of all the other films. So you're looking at here getting the Grudge, you're getting the White Ghost, Black Ghost series ones that I think I initially saw those on Shutter. Uh, Drawn the Curse 2 on Blu-ray, Drawn the Grudge 4K release. Uh, Again, it's a fantastic release. It's not like price. It's not priced down too much. It's £69, around £70. It's only got a £20 price decrease, but if that's enough to get it for you, then definitely grab it. A One Miss Call trilogy I really like, T-Flex. That's one I really enjoyed. It's inexpensive to buy here, so picking up One Miss Call, it's pretty much a for me. I loved it, and I especially love the first one. You got some you're getting a set, and you're getting a set that has some Takeshi Mikai in it. And if you like Takeshi Mikai, you're getting like one film that you're going to love anyway. And it's an inexpensive set. The Grudge, you're putting in £50. That's a bit of a, that's going to cost a bit. But I'm pretty sure that One Miss Call right now is £15. So at £15, if you've never seen it, it's worth a blind buy. But I really think it's a good release. I really enjoyed it. Giallo Essentials Black. If you got the other Giallo stuff, all their single releases or other box sets, this is the only one you need. If you don't have the Sergio Martino stuff, it's great to have this one. But if you do have the Sergio Martino stuff, make sure you check before you get a Giallo Essentials collection because one of them overlaps. And I'm pretty sure it might be blue or white. Let me just see. It's white. So if you're thinking about getting Giallo Essentials white and you want to get all the Giallo Essentials collections, then you want to bypass the Sergio Martino collection because it essentially has one of the films that's in there, and you can buy the other two separately. There's two Claude Trabal collections, The Lies in the Seat, which deals with like a nice cross section of his work, and there's another one that actually deals with the latter era of his work, which is really really good. Oh, I guess I should mention this because I'm not a good YouTuber if I don't. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, do all that fun jazzy stuff. If you want to hit a super chat or donation, much appreciated for the channel. If not, enjoy the video and and have some fun with this. We have Battles Without Honor and Humanity. Looks like it's back in stock right now. The second printing of the Jose Larraz Volume 1 set is here. I'd like to see Volume 2 come out. Whirlpool of Vampires and Coming of Sin. We have the Children of the Corn trilogy. And by the way, this trilogy here, unlike the one that I got, actually has features on it and a 4K release for the original Children of the Corn film. Got the Yokai Monsters collection, which is one that we picked up just before I moved here. We have the Camera Obscura set as well, which is a really fun little set. Years of Lead, which is one of the sets that I did buy during the sale. The Demijin trilogy is one we almost bought. And here's the other Claude Trabal set I mentioned, the one with his ladder work, Twisting the Knife. It's actually a really good set too. Ken Yorgis set is gorgeous, but I already own the film, so I could not rebuy it. Road Cops and Racketeers is one I definitely want to get down the road, but I want to get at 20 if I can. 30, it's two films, right? Like I know there's a lot of like booklet, and there's like artwork and stuff and cards, but it's two films. The Ring collection, really good. If you don't have this one, it's a great one. Sartana collection, again, strong recommendation on that one. We got the Demons 4Ks here. Everybody should have Demons 4K. They're really fun films. Great soundtracks on Demons. Wild Things, the other one that I got, one of the other ones I got from the series, said I was between Wild Things and Demonia. And you think that me, being the Lucio Fulci fanatic that I am, would pick up Demonia, but Demonia isn't a great film. Like, as far as Lucio Fulci, it's not a great film. It's an okay film. And even with special crucifix or like style box set, I actually said I want to get a movie that I'm going to enjoy and I'm going to rewatch. Like if I'm going to spend, if I, even though I'm not using money, I'm using points. If I want to get Demonia, it's got to be at 50. It's got to be at 50. I can't do Demonia at 20. I have a cutoff on certain films, especially now where I want to. For right now, I don't buy everything. I'm not going to grab everything that's out there. Hey there, Robert. Welcome, man. I want to grab things. I'm curating because I'm doing a series on my channel That's $5. There you go. That's a good price for the money. uh, I wanna curate because I'm gonna be reviewing absolutely everything in my collection, and that's a lot of films, guys. This is a long-term series. We're getting some shelving done, like for that set. Yeah, that's why you haven't seen any of those yet. We actually have to. We're getting stuff made to get this done to do this series. But yeah, so I look at things now. Like I want to. I'm gonna sit down and watch this whole thing. So there's the thing as well, right? Yeah, the one is the one you've always seen in bargain bins. Yeah, that's the thing. It's never been. It's that like lesser Fulci film. And if you like Demonia, all the power. I mean, like no shade. It's just I'm just giving my opinion on that. Wolf of Wall Street. If you saw, I did a podcast with my better half. I hope some of you guys saw it. I didn't get much feedback on it yet. I'm hoping to get some more. So we did a podcast on the Patreon, and we spent hours, like literal hours, doing it. And as my better half keeps asking if we got much feedback because she took her day off to do this, so we're still waiting for feedback, guys. But Wolf of Wall Street, she was like, "Why are they doing this?" It's too new for Arrow. Was kind of her thought on that one. And if it's going to be newer, like make it cheaper. I've got the Battle Royale 4K here as well. Hills of Eyes, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein is here, and 4K. What's really neat about this one? It has the original Frankenstein film, like the Silent one is on here as well. Flatliners is one that my better half wants to pick up down the road. She this is a film that she grew up with, one she really likes. I want Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. We're different in that way. She's like she got excited when she saw this. I got excited when I saw this because it's Kevin Reynolds and Kevin Costner, and you guys know I like my Waterworld, right? So it seems like the next step for me. Silent Running, one of the worst trailers I've ever seen. When I tried to show it to my better half to try to explain exactly what it was, I said I'll show her the trailer and maybe she'd be interested because she likes science fiction. The trailer was boring as hell. Just gonna put that out there. Any of the Derek Jones 4K, it's a strong recommendation on those. Henry Portrait of Serial Killer. So they have two 4Ks out from John McNaughton. One is Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer. The other one is Wild Things. Some very different films. It's a American Horror Project box set worth getting. I really do think it is. Which one are you looking at, Charlie? The first or the second? Or are you kind of looking at both? Flatliners and Robin Hood are both well worth pickups. Exactly, I agree. But yeah, I have them both here. Now the editions that are right there now, Charlie, are going to be like the streamlined, kind of the thinner editions, which are okay because it takes up less space on the shelf. The American Horror Projects, as I have them right now, are, and I'll grab them. So it'll take me a second because I do have both volumes, and I'm. Can you guys see me at this point? Okay, you good. So this. Here's what I'm doing. This is volume 1 right here. So the films that are included are Malatesta's Carnival of Blood, The Witch Who Came from the Sea, which has nothing to do with the witch, by the way, so don't, and The Premonition. I liked all three of the films in the collection. Malatesta's Carnival of Blood is kind of a stranger, got sort of a indie, unique little feel to it, but it has an introduction by Stephen Thrower on here, audio commentary by historian Richard Harlan Smith. Some great stuff in here. The Witch Who Came from the Sea, another great one with an introduction by Stephen Thrower. And we got Premonition, which is a fantastic film. I really like this one. So we're to put it to you in an even better way. If you like this, which is one of the key pieces of my collection that's not a film, Stephen Thrower's book, Nightmare USA. By the way, if you don't have this, this is recommended for anybody that collects this type of cinema. So Nightmare USA is, and I think I can pretty much like say this with confidence that if you are watching any YouTubers on here like that look at Vinegar Syndrome or Severin or Arrow or any of those type releases, then this book here, this is usually in their collection. This is our Bible. This is our go-to, and it is stunningly well done, and its rereadability is off the charts. I'm a big fan, and as you know, a guy that just doesn't like watch movies, but like studies films, and this is kind of my thing. Then I definitely recommend this. And if you are a fan of that, and you're a fan of, say, for instance, the like Mike mentioned, uh, I don't think I can show both of them on here, but let's see. Can I show this one? I can show this one. So he also put out Murder's Passions, the delirious cinema of just Franco, Jesus Franco. So there are two volumes. There's a second volume, which I can't show you on screen because there's nudity on the cover. They're both, like, if you're a Jess Franco fan, Stephen Thor put out some of the best books on cinema, bar none. So if you like that type of stuff, if you've already looked at stuff like Nightmare USA, if you're a fan of these style of films, I definitely recommend them. I think number one is a really great like primer. I think number two might be slightly better with just some of the stuff that it has, because we got some great stuff on both of these here. But by the time we hit to the second volume, we're getting a Sam Deegan commentary on here. We're looking at stuff like Booklet with Amanda Reyes, Stephen R. Bissett, and Travis Crawford on here. Ket Ellinger, Sam Deegan commentary. Um, we got Stephen Thrower still doing the introductions for all these. I would love to see volume three, but I also love to see like maybe a Canadian horror project, or a kind of a different country like a horror project out there as well, because that's a great release. That's a really good question to ask, by the way. So yeah, 100% recommend it. I hope that helped you out, and hopefully you enjoy it. And maybe you got some reading recommendations there as well. Um, but yeah, like if you watch any other guys like me, these are the books that are probably in their library. Like there's a whole section on James Bryan on Nightmare USA, which blew my mind. um, but it was just so interesting to read. We have here Crash. I've got the special edition of that one, sent to me by viewers, so that was really super cool of them, and I love that film. Last Matinee, they actually got a special edition version of this one for like the same price, um, and it's got like a poster in that with it too. So if you're gonna get Last Matinee, like there's one with a poster. Christoph Kozlowski's Decalogue is a decent release. True Romance is a great film. £15 is a good price for a 4K. So that's a really great price for a 4K release. If I'd gone back like I went in, I bought my initial releases from from there, and I picked up the Years of Lead set. I picked up a lot of like the limited edition slasher stuff like Girls Night Out and Hell High. I picked up then another box set. I grabbed the oh God, what's the name of it now? The Giallo Black Essentials box set, and I picked up a because I collect Nika Mastorakis films. Picked up Bloodstone from my better half too, because I knew she was going to like that one. And then I went back for in the second run with points, and I grabbed Wild Things 4K. If I'd had the bones to go out and get anything else, I probably would have grabbed some like random 4K releases here, maybe like True Romance. I would probably have grabbed Flatliners and on the list, things like Robin Hood, um, just to kind of like switch it up a bit. But there is some neat stuff here. There's another Nika Masarakis from Nightmare at Noon. Cinema Paradiso is a great film. Like it's legitimately a great film. We have like the Crooper here, which I actually really liked. If you're a Doctor Who fan, Alex Kingston is in it. So if you know who Alex Kingston is, she's a very cute, very gorgeous uh, wife of Doctor Who in the in the series. One Cut the Dead, which I think is really underrated. It's a really good film. Execution Collection was not really a collection, really. I'm pretty sure it's like one film, but there's like maybe different versions of it, which makes it kind of like. Are there two Executioner films? I'm just trying to remember. That's the original Japanese language version and the English dub. So I still think it's one. No, okay. There's a second one. Perfect. Executioner 2, Karate Inferno. So there are two. There. Confused me for a second. I got the Pitch Black 4K edition. That was their, I think that was their first. I think that was their first they put out. A lot of these here releases, like these second run releases, are selling really, really well. They're inexpensive. The third window films too. Like you're seeing a lot of the releases. So Beauty and the Beast sold really well for them. Here's Girls Night Out. I bought this one, but I bought the Scaremaker cover. Even though I wasn't a big fan of the Scaremaker cover, I just wanted to have like uniquely different artwork for the film. Yeah, and I don't think like I'm not sure. I don't think that they were that Pitch Black was one where they did the remaster. I think right after the remaster was out. They screw up slipcover. So so the Blu-ray had slipcover and the 4K didn't. So they put out a Blu-ray with slipcover. And people canceled their 4Ks to buy Blu-rays for the slipcover, which I want the 4K. I wanted the 4K, so I was like, no, I need the. I don't care about slipcover. Eventually, if it goes cheap enough, I can buy a Blu-ray, get the slipcover, and then just give the Blu-ray to somebody. I got the Hell High Raging Fury edition right there. I love this cover, the slipcover. It's gorgeous, and I love this film. Haven't watched it. It's a fun little film. I mean, we got Pitch Black, and there's the animated one too. Remember, and which is on the Pitch Black set, by the way, Mike. So you get the animated version as well, and of course, later it's Chronicles of Riddick, and of course, much more excitingly, the game. There's a video game. It's actually really good. They got some of the vinyls back in. The vinyls were selling extremely well as well. So if you want a second chance at getting some of these vinyls, here you go. Kalatiki, the Mortal Monster's got a great green vinyl. Decibels on Murder's got a gold one right here. I'm not sure on the music on this one right here as well. But if you're collecting vinyls, like £10 for like a vinyl soundtrack, that's a damn good price. You can Master Access Terminal Exposure. I see them doing. I mean, like the stuff that they've been putting out, like for Master Access, it's just been like it's been everything. So I see it as like not an if, but as a when, because these tend to, if it's available to put out, I'm pretty sure they'll put it out. Like I haven't got many of these like second run things, but I hear great stuff about them. Like when I buy Arrow, I normally tend to buy Arrow. I don't get many of the other company, the other companies. Bloodthirsty Trilogy recommendation of that one right there. £10 for three films. If you're a Hammer fan, you like Hammer Dracula films, this is the Asian equivalent of that, and it's a good equivalent. There's just so much there to look into and to just dive into. But I don't want to take up too much of your time. So right now, I guess what we're going to do. It is crazy, but I love Masterakis and just so much stuff to come out from him. Is at around just under the hour mark, I'm going to say thank you so much for joining me here today. I will not take up much more time than this. I do want to tend to make these here style videos, the Blues Day videos, where we're looking at stuff to run around the hour mark, so that you can come in easily, enjoy it, watching segments, and come in and out at any time that you like. Matt, we will talk really soon about the 1983 thing, and it's really sunny here, just so you know. This isn't some kind of like super like moody thing I did to make it neo-noir-esque. But happy Blu-ray hunting and happy Blues Day. Because remember, we don't do this not necessarily, not unless a big announcement comes out. We don't have to do this on a Tuesday, because it doesn't have to be a Tuesday to be a Blues Day. Thanks for watching. My name is Aaron. This has been the Call to Cinema. I will see you here again next time.